Hey, what's happening? Quicksilver here from Structured Gaming. We snuck away from New York Comic Con to see our friends over at Sandbox Strategies. Our buddy Joe from Telltale Games is here, and well, we played Tales from the Borderlands, and I gotta tell you, I tried to play this at PAX Prime, but unfortunately my schedule just couldn't line up, and I finally got my hands on with it, and I gotta say, wow, absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
I know the community has a ton of questions. I'm not gonna say a lot, but wow, Tales from the Borderlands, man. So, from what I know of the game and that I'm going to be able to say without saying too much is that this is your next piece of the Borderlands story arc. For those of you who've beaten Borderlands 2, Handsome Jack is dead. But
Spoilers.
But we like spoilers. But this is going to make you forget about Handsome Jack because there's so much cool stuff going on, and I don't even know. I'm not the guy who works for Telltale, so Joe, tell us all about it.
Well, I think you will forget about Handsome Jack maybe momentarily. If you saw our announcement teaser last year in December, Handsome Jack just kind of took over the airways and kind of laughed at the audience. And while you didn't see Handsome Jack here today, he is still dead. Dead is dead. But at the same time, he's a huge part of this story. How that's going to work, I wouldn't dare spoil that for you at all. But yeah, whether you've never played Borderlands at all, or if you're a huge diehard Borderlands fan, this is a game that's, you know, a big part of the universe. It's a big part of the canon. If you know the way the Borderlands story is flowing, there's Borderlands 1, Borderlands the pre-sequel, which actually premiere launches next week in October.
This Tuesday,
yeah, this Tuesday. Then there's Borderlands 2, which is out in 2012, and then after the story of Borderlands 2, it's Tales from the Borderlands. So that's how the timeline works in the canon, and this is canon. So things that happen in Tales from the Borderlands happen in the Borderlands universe. It is Borderlands.
So back to Handsome Jack for a second here. Basically, Handsome Jack, I'm assuming, is going to come back, bastardize, and terrorize us. Obviously, in the pre-sequel, Handsome Jack is the hero, but I almost kind of feel like, is he going to be a presence? Is he going to be... There was something said, and I know in a DLC, there's Borderlands 2 DLC where they try to clone Handsome Jack. Is it a Handsome Jack clone?
I can neither confirm nor deny any of your questions regarding the whereabouts or presence of Jack, other than he will be a big part of the story. That's all I can say.
Is it a guy in a Handsome Jack mask?
What gave it away? No. Honestly, we can't. There's nothing we dare tell you. And the thing about Telltale Games is, you know, typically, you know, people have questions about games, about different features and how many weapons and what's this going to be, and like, are there going to be a hub world? And like, our games just work so fundamentally differently from many other games, and even just like Borderlands itself, where it's, you know, it's a shooter primarily. It's got a huge, insanely detailed universe that the guys at Gearbox have put together over the last few years, just expanding the lore and expanding the, you know, all the rule sets of where all these weapons come from, and where all these people live, and what the planets are like, what the people are like, what their kids are like, what kind of schools they go to. They have all these rule sets. So the
Borderlands Bible, right?
Borderlands Bible, yeah. The guys at Gearbox, Matt Armstrong, the franchise director, actually creator of Borderlands, is working pretty closely with us here on this story. And, you know, our games just work very differently. So when you play a Telltale game, when you're going to play Tales from the Borderlands, you're playing this story. And if certain characters get certain weapons, they're going to use them as part of the story, not necessarily as you would as it's implemented in a shooter. And you played today, and you saw. So it's kind of hard to describe. There's shooting and there's explosions and there's lots of action, but it's not an action game. What did you think?
You know what? I'm, as I told you before, I'm a big fan of the Telltale Games. I started with Back to the Future, went on to Sam & Max, went on to the Strong Bad series, and I'm a big Borderlands guy. My team, they love Borderlands. I mean, our community, we were talking about it. You guys love Borderlands the most, and we love you too because of it. We play Borderlands with you guys weekly, but for me, it was a great walk outside of the normal Borderlands storyline. Like, take my feet for a second here. It's just like walking like this. It's like outside of that line. And it made for a great story. It was a lot of fun. I love how the story arc's going, and I just feel like it's going to be something different, something special. And well, you guys played Walking Dead. I mean, Walking Dead was the game that now everybody remembers and loves and plays over and over again and cries at the end of. If you didn't play Back to the Future, if you didn't play Sam & Max, if you didn't play the Strong Bad series, go back and play them, guys. Telltale makes some great point-and-click games, but plain and simple, this is another reason why Telltale Games has so many great licenses. The way they treat this license is white glove, and it's fantastic. I'm not going to tell you too much. Borderlands, the pre-sequel, is out this week. Go play that. But Tales from the Borderlands, when can we expect it?
So it'll premiere later this year. We don't have an exact date yet. We're still looking like we're going to land in 2014. It'll be on all the consoles, lots of other devices. Telltale has a pretty huge reach right now with Walking Dead. You can play Walking Dead on over 6,000 different devices. So with Telltale's games, we're kind of moving into that territory where it's more like Netflix. And we have this reach, and no matter what you're playing on, chances are you're going to be able to download and play a Telltale story episodically as it comes out. And you'll be able to play Tales from the Borderlands pretty much everywhere when it's the first episode is available, premiering for download later this year. $5 an episode as well. 5 episodes. It'll roll into next year in 2015 towards the finale. And the other thing that's going to be really cool, we don't have the exact details yet. But when you own Tales from the Borderlands, you're actually going to be able to unlock items in Borderlands, the pre-sequel. So details forthcoming.
Hug this guy right now. I love you, man.
Right, man. We don't know the details yet exactly. Stay tuned to our Twitter, to Gearbox's Twitter and blog, and we'll fill you on how that's going to work. Obviously, pre-sequel won't be on all the same platforms that Tales will be on, but we'll figure out a really cool way for it to work, kind of like we did with our Poker Night game last year. If you remember playing poker with Claptrap, you were able to play Poker Night 2, and then you were able to unlock stuff in Borderlands 2. It'll kind of work the same way, but we'll have the exact details soon.
You know what? I almost completely forgot about Poker Night at the Inventory. Guys, go out and buy that. Poker Night at the Inventory is the greatest poker game of all time.
Thank you.
You can play poker with Ash. And I can't remember the guy's name from the Venture Brothers. It's Brock Sampson. Brock Sampson.
Brock Sampson, actually voiced by Patrick Warburton.
Yep.
Patrick Warburton has a big role in Tales from the Borderlands. He plays this guy named Vasquez, who is actually the big corporate jerk face, who was formerly a co-worker of Reese and Vaughn. Vaughn played by Chris Hardwick of Nerdist.
Hi, Chris Hardwick.
Their co-worker Vasquez, Patrick Warburton. They decide to steal. He's got a line in on a vault key. So the story kind of starts out as Reese, our lead character, and Vaughn. They steal Vasquez's car, Patrick Warburton's car, to go down to Pandora, get the vault key, strike it rich, and hit it big before he does. That's kind of the setup at first.
All sorts of crazy things going on here with Telltale Games. Tales from the Borderlands available later this year, this Tuesday. Make sure you go out and buy Borderlands the pre-sequel. Play on the Moon. Be Handsome Jack. Be Claptrap. And again, go buy everything Telltale has ever made. My name is Quicksilver from Structure Gaming and the Structure Network. We are going back to New York Comic Con. We'll see you later.